This is Adriana, and she is very cultural awareness and understanding since even 1997. And she will give us some insights about traveling into new cultures instead of Insta fame, and she will showcase us how we can have a better understanding of cultures. And Ada, the digital stage is yours. Welcome. We're happy to have you here today.
Thank you a lot. Let me share the screen. Wait a minute. Right. All right. I hope you see my screen.
Yes, we
All
can.
Right. All right. So my name is Adriana Bernecka, and I'm an alumni from Poland and currently VP of our alumni, ISEC Alumni Association in Poland. So I hope you enjoy my presentation and it will help you to survive somehow the COVID situation when we cannot travel actually. But and also it will give you inspiration what to do afterwards, after COVID. So it is me, it is purely me. Wherever I travel, it's always for me an adventure, and I'm trying to somehow be very much attached to people and see what they are doing and talk to them and understand what is actually happening. So it's when actually my let's say relationship with traveling started. It all began with I think TV broadcast series with Tony Halik and Elżbieta Dzikowska, which was Pepper and Vanilla. And it was very ethnographic, and it was showing, remote villages in the middle of nowhere in Amazonia or in Asia and Borneo. So I thought, oh my goodness, I need to go there and see that with my own eyes. So this was my first thinking, that if I travel anywhere, it should be more deeper than just going and seeing buildings. Then there were my parents who were encouraging me to travel, to see, to experience. And there was also ISEC. I joined ISEC in 1997, and this was the place where I learned what is cultural awareness. And actually, if you see here, we have our values. So. Yes, what is breakout of the routine? Some of you probably remember we had this team as alumni team program. This was a topic that we had a few years ago, and I thought it's a fantastic thing because like breakout of the routine somewhat speaks to me, so that doing things in a spontaneous way can make me more entertained, let's say, and enjoy my life better. So and this is how I created kind of my mini program, which was breakout of the routine. And I was, of course, during my travels, I was acting sustainably. I was living diversity, enjoying participation. And what happened actually, when I started sharing my photographs from my trips, it occurred that people have completely no clue that they have, so many beautiful things around us. So this was really interesting, and this actually created a public awareness. So if you go somewhere, like I know many of you probably have Instagram, and like you probably see on the left-hand side, it's like the most, very often people prefer to see, to celebrate themselves in beautiful views instead of learning more about the world. And I prefer the right-hand side. So Instagram became actually inspiration for me for getting to know local customs, and actually I'm making a huge one when I now cannot travel. I decided to make a huge list of places to go. So yes. So where do I find my inspiration? Apart from actually local people, believe me or not, like when I traveled to Colombia for IC, it was funny because I decided to not take any guide and only ask locals to advise me what is good to see. And one of the things was, for example, decision on staying 2 or 3 days in Calarca for coffee carnival. So it was fantastic experience. So other way to inspire is a UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage. And also, I think like 2 years ago, I found this map. It's prepared by the company that is actually doing maps for companies. And they decided to have a project which was like kind of crowdsourcing. It was just sharing information, gathering information from people, and they created the carnival map. This was actually, it was funny because they are Spanish, and this was the place where I found actually information about our own carnival. So how do I travel? Okay, it's mostly here you have like each slide will show like where is it or and what is it and what type of transportation I took. And here it was carpool. Sometimes I go to volunteer. This is creativity competition for kids, and I'm a judge in this competition. And as you see myself, this was actually the you see the plane here. Because topic of this Odyssey of the Mind was actually travels, like different types of traveling. So carpool is one of my types of sustainable transportation. Okay, sometimes things happen accidentally. This is actually this was on my way to Erac in Varna, and it's before. Let me to give you a wider overview of myself. I started traveling very intensively actually quite recently. So on my 39th birthday, I said, oh my goodness, I have so many little dreams, to see places, and I do nothing. I have many weekends and I do nothing about it. So I decided when I'm going to Erac in Varna, I decided, okay, why don't I put my dream places on the list on my journey to Varna. So one of the places was I wanted to see the cemetery in Sârpența in Romania, and actually quite close is Barșana. And this was the place I visited without a plan. And when I was actually living it, suddenly I saw people wearing traditional clothes. So I approached them and I asked them with using Google Translate. I asked them, okay, what kind of celebration is that? Is it a wedding? And they said, no, this is a sheep celebration. I said, like, sheep celebration? What kind of sheep celebration? And we occurred this trailing of a sheep in the Barșana. And my mean of transportation was joining the horse cart and also walking up the hills. So, okay, and then if you think about inspiration, I thought, okay, do we have actually the same? I know that we have such thing as a trailing of a sheep in Poland. So maybe I'll try and see this in Poland. And this is actually the sheep trailing in Koniarków, south of Poland. So then there I got by train and a bus. Okay, what else you can actually, what other means of transportation you can have? Some time ago, I actually approached one travel agency, which actually became a befriended travel agency. And they are very much focusing on sustainable traveling. And also, what is important, they try to show a very little, let's say, societies, like a very local societies, and to try to show Polish traditions. And here we have a Palm Sunday competition of palms, and we in Kurpie, I joined the workshop of Easter eggs and how to make them. I also saw the flower carpets for Corpus Christi when there is this is actually kind of Polish mandalas, and they last only for one day. So yeah, these were the trips I made with them. And okay, there was kind of, I would say, milestone moment. I think it was like two years ago. I thought, okay, I typed in the Google carnivals. Okay, what type of carnivals do we have? Like, do we have any carnivals in Poland? And then suddenly I noticed, you see those in the very center on the top, you have horses. And I seeing this, I thought, oh my goodness, this must be Mexico. For sure it's Mexico. And I just like, and it was saying it's Żywiec. It's like, how come it can be Żywiec? And I clicked the post and I said, oh my, it's in 2 weeks, I need to go. So I went there and I really had fun. So you see so many different characters here. And it actually made me falling in love with traditional carnivals. About carnivals, I'll tell some more later on. And here it's another ethnographic, it's not a festival, it's actually an event, and it happens every year. It's a Kurpie wedding. They choose one couple that is definitely getting married a particular year. And they, using their wedding, actually, they present their culture, everything what is connected to the wedding. Meaning, let's say, pre-wedding songs, dances, and blessings, everything is there. So you can observe it. I went there by buses and carpool. Another thing, it's a very big event, and I think it's one of the biggest events in Poland, which is a competition of traditional singers and bands in Kazimierz Dolny, where you have a mixture, first of all, yes, singers, and you have so many amazing dresses, like traditional clothes. For me, when I love designs, I went crazy. I went totally crazy. I think I have like over 1,000 pictures, photographs from 2 days, like which I spent there. There are of course sculptures and traditional artisans. So. Then it's another accident, actually. I thought, okay, I cannot join Poland celebrating our 100th anniversary of independence. So maybe there is another country that is actually celebrating it the same year. And it was actually Latvia. And it was in a week later. It was funny because I bought a ticket like 3 hours before departure. So you can do it. This was very spontaneous, and you can do it. I mean, obviously you can do it. Kajuki Fair was on my bucket list of my dreams, let's say. And this is a traditional market happening in Vilnius, Lithuania. And I got there by coach and returned because it occurred that this befriended travel agency that I'm going around Poland, they also are organizing trips in close by Poland. So they were actually at the same time in Vilnius. So it helped me actually to come back to Poland. And you see those masks on the top. This white one is actually hanging on my wall now. And it's welcoming everyone that enters my house. Okay. If I went to Kajuki, and it was funny because it was a carnival time, and I said, okay, I need to definitely, I have a few free days more, and I should join any carnival that is around perfectly if it's a UNESCO carnival. And as I started searching Kiwi, if there are any flights, like cheap flights. either Belgium for Alps and binge, or maybe Germany, or maybe Czech Republic, or maybe Hungary. And finally, I decided to go to Hungary. Ticket bought 3 hours before departure. So this is Busojaras, and the major character are busos, these furry creatures with amazing smiles. Of course, like continuing the topic of carnival, just before pandemic started last year, I went to Sardinia to see the fires of San Antonio. This is in Ottana, and the other one is in Mamoiada. So I went there by plane, local buses, trains, carpool. So it's never actually direct to the place. I try to somehow enjoy on my way as well, like different types of transportation. And of course, like when you go there, you are making best friends. And this is on the left-hand side, Mauro, which actually saved my life because I didn't have any hotel, and he decided to first be my guide. The other thing, like take me to his home, feed me, and also like bring me to Mamoiada next day. So I really love him. Here we see Isohadores, the red jacket creatures, and the black ones are Mamutones. And here we have Merdules and Boas. Okay, I had an opportunity just after in February last year. I had the opportunity to go to Insta. It's in Tyrol in Austria, and where the Schemenlaufen happens. This is the UNESCO listed event that is actually happening only every 4 years. So I was very lucky to see it last year. I went there by Flixbus train and local buses. So here you see main characters, Roller and Scheller, and here even more. So it's a fantastic opportunity to see how people can be creative. And I mentioned that this Spanish map was inspiration to see our own carnival, and this is Zapuste in Koza, called Koza in Włocławek. So, and I went there by train and coach. There are more. It's fantastic because like you have so many options, like carnival options only in Europe, and it's only part of the world. So you have Survakar, you have Kurenti, you have Zvončari. So I advise you to see by your own eyes. Okay, so my, let's say, conclusion is, when you go anywhere, choose wisely, like choose sustainable means of transportation, whether it's bus, train, or I didn't mention my bike, but it's very often whenever I travel in Poland, I go by bike. So I hope we can stay in touch. I have Instagram, so yeah, feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you a lot.